This is a political will they, won't they, as well as a not so political will they, won't they. Here we are. Will the Supreme Court overturn Roe?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Let's start with the fun one first. But no, so Liz, you were saying this, that a lot of people think they will. I mean, the conservatives have the majority, but is this going to happen? Is this what Clarence Thomas is waiting for? That and the Kraken? Is this the Kraken?
So there are several scenarios that could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
They could say, because Roe v. Wade is tied into a bunch of other things, right? There's Roe v. Wade, and then in 1992, there was a case called Planned Parenthood v. Casey. Mm-hmm. And in that case, that's the case that said the state of Pennsylvania argued before the Supreme Court that we want to put some regulations on abortion. Mm-hmm. And the Supreme Court said, oh, okay, you can put regulations on abortion, but you can't cause what's called, quote, an undue burden. That was the phrase the court threw down, but they never defined undue burden. So they could say, okay, we're going to uphold this Mississippi 15-week abortion ban. And so all abortions are you can have abortions up to 15 weeks. But that gives states any kind of law they want to have abortions up to no weeks. Mm. So they haven't banned abortion. They've ended Roe, right? Sure. Or then if people feel confused about that, these right-wing governors would have opportunity to do things like declare a state of emergency because fetuses are being murdered. And so we have to stop it until we do. So there's a lot of confusion, or they could just do flat out Roe v. Wade's done. It's all up to the state. They can have no abortion. They can have whatever they want. And if they say that, that's when the trigger bans go into effect. So
there's a number of ways it could go down.
But it doesn't make sense. The 15-week ban doesn't make sense because Roe v. Wade was argued, and I would say viability is like puberty. Mm-hmm. You know, some pregnancies can be viable at 24 weeks. Some absolutely can't. Some are at 26 weeks. Some can't. So that line is odd, but nonetheless, Roe v.
And that's why it was never fully defined by Roe v. Wade.
That's right. Well, 24 weeks is sort of defined at Roe v. Wade. Viability, 24 weeks is kind of that, but not really, right? But there is a line, right? Viability is in that sort of gray area where 15 weeks is literally an arbitrary number pulled out of your ass. And a 15-week fetus is about the size of a kiwi, just so you understand what that means. And so there is no viability. So why would you uphold that? What does that even mean, right? And so, you know, with Amy Coney Barrett saying things in the arguments for that case, like, well, can't you just drop your baby off at the firehouse safe haven and just call it a day? Why do we still need abortion?
Jesus Christ.
It's like, God, could you be a bigger cunt? Is it even fucking possible? You know, because we're all potting soil, and that's the way that works.
So, yeah, we're hosts.
I love that they were like, I want the baby to be alive and then throw it away.
And then toss it to the firemen.
Yeah.
Because you want to know what firemen don't have time for? That shit.
Yeah.
They can be little firemen, you know, small fire squad of unwanted kids.
It's crazy.
They've got all the money. You know how firefighters have
you know
way
what
too
they'll
much
do
money.
For the California wildfires? Just throw all the unwanted babies on the fire, and that way it just puts out the fires.
Or but at least they've been born.
Simple. Or you can just apparently power the city of Baltimore.
That's right. That's right. You power the city with it.
So there's a number of ways it could go down, but either way, that 15 weeks, that is an affront to Roe v. Wade.
It is an affront to Roe v. Wade. And I think there's legalese around it being an affront rather than an overturning. Sure. But bad things are going to happen. Really bad things are going to happen. And also the kicking in of the laws, because the legislatures that have trigger bans on the books that we talked about earlier, which it means abortion just banned in the state automatically, even if how the Supreme Court rules doesn't trigger that, those legislatures haven't changed. So they can go back in and create draconian laws that are not trigger bans, but laws that can go into effect immediately that will effectively ban abortion.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do